Shirt show. All right, let's go. Shirt show. Talking shirt. Shirt show. Talking shirt. Shirt show. Talking shirt. Shirt show. Talking shirt, man. All right, episode 2 of Shirt Show. We're talking with Juan from Squeegee Prints out in California, man. Let's go.
All right.
Can you hear us?
Yo.
Hey, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Oh, look at that.
That's a beautiful flower. Is it
God damn
real?
it, he's got plants too.
Yeah. Well, you had plenty of chances, dude. It's all you.
My little red chili's back here too.
Yeah, we can't see. You need to get a light on it.
I know. I need to get it over here.
You brought it home?
Yeah.
You brought your flash to your home.
Nah, it's literally a plant. It's literally my plant.
His red chili plant. Well, I'm glad you can hear us. I'm glad it's working this time.
Yeah, it works way better. I think just the internet around my place just sucks.
Yeah.
And yeah, we kind of can't we're just subjected to that same internet because nobody else will give us internet besides Cox, and we pay an arm and a leg and it sucks ass. I don't know why.
You have an internet service called Cox?
Yeah. Sucks Cox.
Sucks Cox, man. Cox sucks.
Yeah.
So let's try this again, I guess. How's everything going with quarantine life, and everybody back open and everything good there now?
Some stores are opening up, but I have noticed that, some are still remaining closed. Some are choosing to be closed too. They just think it's not, it's too soon. But yeah.
I guess that's a little bit like it is here. Most are open though, that's for sure. But there's a few that have said, I don't know how we're going to go forward with this kind of thing. So maybe they're pausing, but they've got to open up sometime or not. It's either eventually open or
that's it. Yeah, exactly. You're going to starve to death or what? Yeah, It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, Dylan, do you have tea? You ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm good.
All right, I've got some water. How about you? What you got?
I got some water over here, and I got over here orange juice, double fisting.
Smart. Fresh squeezed.
Mm-hmm. Nah, it's not. It's Poser orange juice from the store.
Got an orange tree out back.
I wish.
Dude, when we went to Long Beach last year, we stayed in Airbnb, and right out front of the door of the Airbnb, they had a full-on. It wasn't an orange tree; it was the clementines, the smaller ones, and it was fucking full. And they were like, "Help yourself, but don't overpick." And we're just like that's crazy. It's literally right outside the front door. So it's awesome.
That's rad.
Yeah,
we have to remember next podcast to surround ourselves in flowers.
Yeah,
it looks badass.
I know. I'm just gonna get some huge palm trees and shit behind me, or I'm just gonna green screen it and I'll just have
dude
be in a jungle.
Yeah.
Are you just talking about performance reviews?
Oh god.
Before you jumped on, do you guys do you do anything like that? Do you have an annual performance review, or when you talk to your team, and or how do you do it?
I usually just have I don't have meetings every day, but I usually have a meeting maybe once a week to every other week. And if there's something I need to address or whatever, but we'll have short meetings in the morning about the projects that we're going to run and how we're going to run them. Cause some of them are going to be water-based discharge or plastisol, just all depends. Right. But for the most part, just, at the end of the year, I talk to everyone about how they did. And I just tell them about their performance and
so it's just
talk about goals
Everyone is at the same time at the end of the year. You don't do it on their hire date or anything like that.
No, I just kind of do it at the end of the year, beginning of the year.
And you have a production meeting every morning, an all company wide.
Yep.
Production meeting. Dylan, do you do that too?
No.
Freestyle, baby.
We freestyle everything.
You have it on iPad, just right out there.
No.
How do you do it?
We just have a computer in the shop, like at the end of the dryer kind of, and they have their own schedule. So we have the schedule broken down to like the top half is like Randy on his press, and then the bottom half is Nate on his press. And they basically just have to go through their schedules. And then if there's anything that's going to roll over, anything that doesn't work for them, they have to come talk to us, like me or Chris, about it. And then,
well, what happens if you have too much to print and so you've got an 8-hour day and you have 10 hours of work? What do you do?
Well, generally we're about 4 to 5 days ahead of turnaround anyway. So basically what happens is if I look at the schedule every day and I kind of like pick and choose, I'm like, this looks like a full day. And if, like I said, if for some reason at the end of the day he can't finish that one, or it's going to roll over and be too late in the day, they just ask me, is this okay if this rolls over to tomorrow? And then I'm usually just like, yeah, it's fine, because it's got another 8 days left on turnaround. So then we just kind of roll it over to the next day. But like I said, we're usually pretty far ahead anyway, to where we're not doing jobs that have to go out that day every day. So we
Juan, how about you? What happens when do you stay that far ahead, 4 or 5 days?
I think so, but there is times when we fall behind, like it happens, but for the most part, probably about we got about a week to 2 weeks of work ahead of us, like on a schedule. And then that's about it.
What do you say your turnaround is?
My turnaround is about 10 to 14 business days. Yeah,
that's what I say. I say 10 to 15.
Yep.
So we're usually trying to get everything out ideally by the 10th day. But yeah, 15 is kind of usually when things are on the 15th, it's it had front, back print and neck tags and folded and polybagged. Mm-hmm. So those extra days kind of help. So yeah, I think for us, it's just, like I said, it's kind of just trying to stay ahead enough where we're not killing ourselves every day and we got to hurry up and get this out for UPS. I mean, that does definitely happen. We have rush orders and stuff, but
that's what I was going to say is, what do you consider a rush order? I mean, you say 10 or 15 days, but what happens when
anything under 7 business days is a rush order?
Okay. And you'll just, that happens a lot here. On Monday, we'll get, at least 5 orders that'll be due on Friday. It's, I guess it's our own doing. We say, yeah, okay, we'll get it done. Mm-hmm. But that throws a curveball into the whole thing.
But even then we just take that job. So say, okay, we look at it and we look at UPS. Okay, it has to ship on Wednesday to get to the customer on Friday. That's just one job thrown in the day for 2 presses running all day. So usually it's okay, well, this job that could have been on that day has another 8 days left. We'll move that one over to tomorrow and then put the rush order in. Mm-hmm. So it's just a game of just moving things around. But like I said, they're constantly checking time. Yeah, they're constantly checking the schedule on what they got to do that day, and I kind of put them in order of importance. So if Sarah comes to me and says, "Hey, can I take this rush order?" and I say, "Yeah," I put it on this. I'll have Chris or somebody put it on the schedule, and then we'll just juggle things around. So they don't have to think about it "Oh, what do I got to do here?" They're just looking at their own bars of these are the jobs I got to do.
Yeah, I feel like there's at least 3 or 4 times a week when we're waiting on UPS to show up at 11 and we're checking in an order first off the truck and printing it.
Yeah, we definitely do that too.
That day, so that's what we do. So we talk about that in the production meeting, we'll be kind of huddled up. Well, not so much anymore. So we social distance production
yell
meeting.
Across the shop.
Exactly. And we'll talk about okay, so here we're running this data, and then when UPS comes in, we're going to count it in and print that order. So
yeah,
just kind of just we're on the same page, and there are as few surprises as possible. It's always nice.
Is most of your stuff local and pickups, Juan?
For me, yeah, pretty much. I would say 85 to 90% of everything that we do is pretty local. A lot of people come to pick up. Yeah, for sure.
So that's nice then, because you don't have to worry about the actual turnaround of UPS. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that adds another stress, and it's and especially when people want it rushed. Yeah.
So speaking of stress, when you're stressed out, what do you do when you're at the shop? If you're stressed out, what's your go-to?
Dude, I gotta fucking Yeah, I got to skate, honestly. Probably the best one, dude. I gotta
how far
go.
is the skate?
I just gotta like, you know what? I gotta go.
How far is the skate place from your shop?
It used to be about like 20 minutes, but now my buddy just opened up an embroidery place like 4 doors down from me. Shout out Howlin' Wolf Howlin' Embroidery. But yeah, he just built a ramp in there, so now it's like a little
just
walk
a couple doors down.
Yeah, dude, there's a ramp, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
gotta get that on your story.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
They've been trying for years to put in like a skate park in our town just for like the kids to have something to do, because there is nothing in our town for people to do entertainment wise. It's literally just like gas stations and bars. But where I own my property right across the street it's like an industrial building where now it's like a union, but across from them is like open plot of land. I kind of want to buy it and just like build a skate park just because like on my own property, just put it there. And then, but I don't skate, but I know there's a lot of kids in town that will. And it's just, for me, it's a good thing for kids to do rather than like doing math and like fucking breaking into cars and shit, which is usually what happens.
Yeah.
So I think I might do that like within the next couple of years. I might like see if I can buy that piece of land and just like build it. But I don't know. And I know a guy like locally that knows how to make all like the concrete like ramps and shit. So I'm gonna start looking into that.
Damn, that's rad, dude. That'd be really cool. There's a story about a local skate park around here called Washington Street. That's how it started off too. Like just a bunch of skaters that didn't have a park.
Yeah.
Like kind of built under a bridge, and eventually the city just kind of gave him permission to build it. And now it's like this just like epic skate park.
That's
super
awesome.
Gnarly, and it's just awesome, dude.
Yeah. The problem the town was going to do it, but then they look into it as like, what's the liabilities? Who's going to hold the insurance? Where we're going to put it? For me, I'm just going to like fucking put it on my property and say it's posted. But I'll put my own sign that says like skate at your own risk or whatever. So like if somebody breaks a leg, it's like, dude, don't sue me. Like I let you fucking ride here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
so the town has no liability at that point. So I feel like they're going to be cool with it. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Right on, man.
What are you binging any shows right now? Me and Andy were just talking about a new one he's watching.
Binging on some shows. Let's see. What was it? Yeah, there was one I was watching. I think it was Ozark. You guys see that one?
Yeah, it's my town.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I always tell Jessica that. I'm like, oh, dude, Andy, I wonder if he's like ever been there.
He really is Marty.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
This whole screen printing thing is just a front.
It's just a front.
Just laundering those bills.
I don't know how to do any of it. We just launder some bills.
They print money, dude.
So I guess let's go back to what we were talking about last try. Tell us how you started in printing, and you worked it for another place and then started your own.
Okay. So, originally how I started, I was just like 18 and out of high school, and I didn't really like know what I wanted to do with my life. And I had a buddy that I was helping out, and he was like really into graffiti and, like wheat pasting and sticker bombing. And so at the time I was like, he was, come and help me. And he like showed me basically how to screen print. And I was like, what the fuck? What is this? This is so cool. It was like that magic moment. And then I just had all these questions like, well, how do you get the image on the screen? And like, I just dove into it like 100%. And I kind of like did a bunch of research online and watched like Cat Spit and did all that stuff. And like, but eventually like I couldn't learn anymore. So I was like, I want to learn as much as I can, but I can't because like nobody's really going to teach me any of this stuff. And so I said, fuck it, I'll go work at this place. And it was called King Graphics. And my buddy Fred was like doing payroll at the time. So he hooked me up with the job. And I was just doing like bullshit stuff at the time, like ripping a bunch of tags like all day, like for a bunch of shirts. And like eventually they just moved me up every day. Like one week I'd be like just blasting out screens, or one week I'd be like learn like putting just tape on screens only, or like,
How many employees did that place have?
it was about like 100 to 125 or something like that.
So it's a big shop then.
It was a pretty big shop.
Yeah.
It was like there was like 6 autos in there, and like 2 of them were those like M&R Predator belt presses. They're like all over printers. They print like all over the shirt. And so we were doing a bunch of stuff for like UFC and like just a bunch of like Paxum brands, like
Sweet Affliction shirts.
Yeah. Like Famous and like just random, like just big name brands at the time. But
was it a contract shop? Or were they getting those customers?
They did some contract, but they were already set with like huge deals
Accounts.
already. Yeah. So they were pretty much set, but I think eventually they started getting like so big that their quality just started dropping. But I pretty much just went there to like learn what I needed to learn, you know, like how to print water base, how to print discharge, what machines I needed. It was all M&R at the time.
So you're saying that you went there with the plan to, hey, I'm going to learn how to do all this stuff because you knew ultimately you were going to have a shop, your own shop?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like I already had that in my head. I was just like, oh, well, in order to like do this, I need to like learn how I'm going to do it, you know?
Yeah.
So basically for about a year, I went to go work there, and I worked in a bunch of different positions, and I was just like, all right, this is it. Like I just like would slowly save up all my money and then just step by step buy like little pieces here and there. Like I bought a press, and then I bought the exposure unit, I bought the this and that, you know.
Where'd you put that
like,
stuff? Like in your garage? Was it a working shop or just store it?
No, at first it was just like in my family's garage. So like they were cool, and they were like, all right, you could have your shit in the garage. So for the first like year and a half, I had it in their place. And then, like the first year and a half after starting it, because after I left that factory, I kind of had already started about like a couple months after that or before that. And yeah, I just stored all my stuff. And then eventually I saw that one of my buddies like had moved from one of his warehouse location. And I went to go ask the landlord like how much and all that stuff. And I didn't even know if I could do it at the time. Like, you know, they were like, you know, the rent's going to be this much, you know. I was just like, fuck, I don't even know if I could do it. But I was like, all right. And I had like some accounts. So I just like dove all in. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You got to take that risk, I guess, once in a while.
Yeah. And so that was like kind of the story of how I started, and like just how I got all my stuff in there and just started off in there.
That's where you're at now? That same spot?
Yeah, except now, like the first year was just like half of that space. And then the next couple of years, I just like knocked down the wall, and then I just took over the next space next to me. What
equipment did you buy when you first started? Like what was your first manual and first dryer?
Dude, it was so bad. The first one
we've all had shit.
The first one I bought was like from some homie that was like, it was some press from the 60s or 70s or something. It was so old.
So perfect registration.
So yeah, super good Reggie. But yeah, so instantly, like after I had it for like the first like day, I knew I was like, shit, I need to upgrade. And so after like a couple months, I upgraded to another press, which was like a Riley Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the blue ones. Or maybe it was just a Hopkins BWM. That's what it was. It's one of the blue ones. And after that, I realized even then, I was like, fuck, this isn't even the right press. Like it kind of got ripped off, and I still need to like upgrade more. And so I got to I think it was like a Vastex after that. And that had pretty good registration.
They had micros on it and stuff.
Yeah. And the BWM had it too, but the micros were kind of just shot. It was an old press, and I didn't know much. So I got bad.
That's interesting. You went down that road and then ended up with an M&R. Why? What made you decide on M&R?
I always knew I was going to get an auto. I was just like kind of like saving up and waiting and getting all like the little pieces that I needed before I like got the auto in there. So I was always like investing in like bigger screens for like the auto. I was always just like planning to get bigger dryer, that like one that would be like adequate for that. But the whole time I just had like 2 presses. Well, actually technically 3. One of them was just a single color, but yeah.
I think that's smart with the screens. Like I did that same thing. I first started out with like these 18 by 20, wooden frames on a manual, and there's not a lot of room to do anything. I mean, you're almost hit the edges and you make a mess. And so I said, okay, no more of this. And so I went to auto screens on a manual, and so glad I did, because when you get a manual, or when you finally get an auto, it's already expensive enough. And then now you've got to buy 200 new, screens that are bigger, that sucks. And so
Exactly.
we print manual on a manual press now too. And it's awesome to have just a giant screen to load ink into or whatever.
Do you still print manually at all?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We used to print manually like every day. Still,
my manual is just all it fucking does is collect dust.
Dude, it's because you got that bitchin' new auto, dude.
I'm the only one who prints on the manual, and we use it for like little shit like tags or whatever. But yeah, I feel bad because it's like it's a Sidewinder. It's a really nice press, like 6-color 4-station. But I only ever use one head and one station. I've thought about getting rid of it and just getting like a single station, single head thing just to put in the corner. But I know as soon as I fucking get rid of that, I'm going to be like, oh, maybe we should get somebody in here to do manual printing. It's like,
yeah, it saves our butt at least once a week having that manual, where you can throw something up on there and knock it out, not get in the way, not, take up time on an auto. Yeah. We have the same press, Sidewinder.
Yeah, same here, 3.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Sidewinder crew, we need to come up with a sign.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow, Memorial Day?
I'm just gonna play I'm gonna play my guitar.
All right.
Nah, I don't know. I probably just work a little bit.
When did you get into the playing guitar? Was that recently, or have you been doing that for a while?
It's been like 5 or 6 years now. I think actually I've been playing guitar.
It's pretty awesome. I always like when you post them. Like, I'm not just trying to fucking blow smoke up your ass. I really like when you play it. So do that more. Yeah. Post more of those. Can you
play a little bit for us now, please? DJ requests.
Shit, you don't want that. My guitar's right there.
You got to answer all our questions in song.
Yeah. All right. I know. All right. That'd be pretty.
He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What I had asked you before, but you have like a ton of those like hand painted signs in the shop. Is that just like something you like getting done? Because you have a lot of them.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm addicted to that. I have my buddy Dwayne Norton. He owns this place called Sun Gold Signs, and he is responsible for all that stuff. He does a really epic sign painting, and he's been in the industry for not too long, but he's been tattooing forever. So it was like a good transition for him to go natural artist.
Yeah, I like him a lot. They're really nice.
Dude, killer stuff, dude. Yeah, he's like a one of a kind guy. He's all into like building badass cars and like really bitching like old bikes and shit. You would dig him for real.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you guys. What's your minimum?
12. 12.
Ours is 5.
What is yours?
5? I don't know why.
I thought at least 6, dude.
Yeah. No, we went with 5. It used to be 1, we had a DTG machine, and
do you not have that anymore?
We do, but it's pushed off, unplugged in the corner because we're trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But because it seems like anyway, when you can make money, you can make some money on a DTG machine, but most of the time you don't. You end up spending a bunch of time with fucking around with art, and then finally get it over to the DTG, and you have to do 1 or 2 or 3 test prints before it looks right, and then
you have to pre-treat and everything.
Well, we don't do that anymore. The one we had did do that, like it did do whites, but we turned those off because pre-treating's a nightmare. And so yeah, you want to buy it? It's actually really cool.
just talks so much shit about it, and now he's like, "Oh, you want to buy it?"
Yeah,
I got a sign in my shop that says 100% screen printing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I can't do that.
Do you guys have like restrictions on your minimum though? Like, do you say like you're doing 5 shirts, but it's only going to be like a 2 color? Or
no, I mean, because if you want us to do 6 color, we'll do it. I mean, it costs a lot of money. Every once in a while that happens. But what we end up doing is saying, okay, well, look, here's 5 shirts, here's the price, and it goes like from 5 to 10. We just show them different brackets, and maybe you do that too. Whenever we send out a quote, we'll always send out a quote. If somebody says, "Hey, quote me on 50 shirts," we'll send out a quote for 50, but then also show the next bracket and say, "Hey, here's what 75 looks like."
Yeah, I do that too.
It's sometimes give them 3 options.
Yep. Same.
Or give them a different shirt. We have customers that are wanting a tri-blend, and what we find is that, the tri-blends are almost $5, right? Well, a 3001 CVC is the Heathers, they feel almost like it, and you can save a couple dollars. And so if you're trying to, if there's a budget, if you have a certain budget, then we'll work on the price of the shirt.
I know that's like a big thing where people are always trying to talk about like upsell, but like on all honesty, if somebody comes to me and they're like, they don't know any better, they just know the name Gildan. They're like, "Oh, can I have a Gildan?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, here's the price for this, but for like 80 cents more, you can have this like, Bella Canvas, whatever shirt." And it's just kind of like the old mentality of like, do you like, say it's a college and they come to you and they're like, "I need 3,000 shirts, but I want them on Gildan." You kind of have to be like, "Hey, like, I know you're trying to get these for as cheap as possible, but isn't your goal like impressions? Like, do you want this kid to wear this shirt like 50 times, or you want him to wear it once and put it in a drawer?" Mm-hmm. And I feel like the Bella Canvas thing is kind of like, all right, like we have people that literally tell us this is like their favorite shirt to wear in general. So it's like, if you give them for 80 cents more, you can have a shirt that might have like 100 more impressions of them wearing it than that Gildan that has your school logo on it that they wear once, and then it turns into a belly shirt, and then it goes into a drawer, and they only use it when they mow the lawn. Like, what do you want to pay for? Do you want to pay for one-time use, or do you want it to be a shirt that they have that they give to like their kids that says like what school they went to? So
yeah, for me, it's true. It becomes at one point like you look at Gildan, and sometimes it doesn't even look really that sustainable. It's like, damn, we're just putting these out. How many are really like going to be worn all the time?
It definitely has a place though. Like there's people like construction companies that like they literally need a shirt that's going to last like a month, and then they have to get new ones because they're going to beat the piss out of it. Like there's no point in buying a really nice shirt that's going to get like fucking, tar all over it or something.
You're right. Painters and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like those are the people we generally try to sell those to, or people that are like, okay, I need these for, a 5K, and they're going to wear them in like, it's a mud race or something. And it's like, all right, just use these. But for the most part, I just try to get people a quality shirt just because I want them to have a quality shirt, not because I want to upsell.
I see at our shop anyway, I see it trending for young anyway. I see it trending towards the Gildan. It's strange, I'll show them a Bella and say, "Hey, for 80 cents or whatever," but it's definitely leans towards the basic tee. Like they want that basic tee cut and that thick, obviously Bella Canvas is more comfortable, but I don't think they're going for comfort. They're looking for style. They're going for a style, which is thicker and
oversized stuff nowadays is, like the big shirt. Like it'll be a girl that obviously wears like a smaller medium. She's like, "I want an extra large." Like you're saying, like they just want it to be big. It's definitely, a trend right now.
Right. Do you guys ever print on AS color?
Once in a great while. I only ever do it if a customer asks for it. It's not like something I carry. I think I have to get that direct from them. Is that how you get it?
Yeah, I have to get it direct from them too. Just because I don't think they have distributors. They just kind of they sell it all themselves.
Is that the manufacturer that's by you, that's in San Diego?
I don't think
you're telling me about?
Yeah, I don't think they're in San Diego. I don't think they manufacture. I'm not sure if they manufacture here. I think they manufacture in like Bangladesh or something. But I think the company is from New Zealand, and they've only been in the United States for like 2 or 3 years, not too long. So I know not a lot of people know about them, but they do have like some distribution centers. I think it's in LA. So it's pretty close.
Yeah, I generally try to use stuff that's like from either, SNS or Broder or whatever. And when people ask me for a catalog, I just give them my like top 5 favorites. I'm just like, try these, let me know. I'll gladly send somebody a couple samples because I know they're going to feel better seeing it. But I don't have that local thing like you do. Like somebody can't really stop in and like feel shirts unless they're close to me. But
yeah. So lately, I've noticed a lot of people that have stopped in have like chosen between quality in the shirts. A lot of people like that one in particular.
Really?
So it is. I think it's going to be up and coming for sure. It does print really nice too. Print's really good. So
you asked about the minimum. Why did you ask? Are you considering?
I was just curious. My minimum is 24, by the way, but sometimes I do have a higher minimum if it involves more colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of business sense to me, at least to do the job. Otherwise I'm be working for pennies or something.
Yeah. I think I'm going to put a cap. Like we kind of like Andy, where basically we'll do anything at 12, but I won't do like simulated process or anything kind of like crazy print on like 12 shirts. Cause like usually the fucking like color spread and stuff of like doing that design isn't even like fully there by 12 shirts yet. So, yeah, I think now that I have the gauntlet, I need to like rethink stuff and be like, okay, if you're going to do a 12 color, it's got to be like, at least 50 shirts, or, if you're going to do 12 shirts, it's got to be 6 or less.
12 dozen.
Yeah. The only reason why we offer 12 is because there's always that like, somebody comes in that I need 10 shirts or 12 shirts for like a softball game or, a birthday party or whatever. And it's like, I hate saying no. So it's kind of like, I'm just leaving it there for that. But I feel like so many times you get that email of somebody like, I want to quote, and what's your minimum? And it's just like, dude, I don't want to fucking tell you what my minimum is all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. Sometimes I just tell people like, oh, you know what? Like we have really high minimum because just the setup process is so extensive, and that's the truth. So I just tell people like, oh, just look up on Google, like a DTG, like San Diego or Chula Vista. And I'm sure like somebody will help you to make like that one piece,
Yeah. Well, it's the same amount of work to set up for 5 shirts as it is to set up for 5,000 shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
Making the screen, everything. So it's kind of like, it just sucks.
Listening to you guys, you've inspired me. I think we're going to move to only black ink, one color, black ink, no halftones, and all art has to be created on Custom Ink's website and then emailed to us.
Nice.
I like it.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Just black ink specials with Heather Gray shirts. Just do that. That'll be our business from here on out.
Dude, trust me, I've already like thought of this one too, dude.
You ran the numbers.
Yeah.
It's going to be called One Hit, That's It.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You get it at one hit, that's it.
Sell those shirts for so cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll explode. You'll be huge.
Yeah, like you don't have to flash. We can sell all of our flashes.
Dude, yeah, you just run the auto.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I know the truth of it is, and I've talked about this before, but it's like you always get really good art from good artists that can make a design one color. Like if they can make it one color and it gets everything across, it's so much more cost effective for them. Plus it's just better for everybody. I mean, they're definitely cool fucking multicolors, but like when you can pull off a one color and make it awesome, it's definitely something to brag about, I feel like.
Dude, it's the best, dude. If you're like a really good artist and you could do the single color stuff, man, you know how to make it work and make it look good.
Well, there
We had
was like,
order-
go ahead, Annie.
I was going to say we had an order come. Talk about rush orders. It came in on like Monday or Tuesday, and it was due this last Friday. And it was for a Pride thing, and there was 50 shirts with one design and 50 shirts with the other. The front design was the exact same, only one was horizontal and one was vertical. And so it was 7-color front, 7-color again, twist, like just turned. And then the back was a nape, and there were 2 different napes, 7-color, 7-color. So it would have been 28 screens. And we talked to him. It's like, hey, are you sure? Maybe this nape, it's just so small, 7 colors. Are you sure? We can just maybe get it down to 1. And so they actually did decide to do that. And then I was like, well, do you really have to, twist it just to have vertical and horizontal? And are you sure? Because it's 7 more screens. And they said, yeah. So we ended up doing it. And because they were like, are you sure? Well, isn't it? It's the same print. Can't you just load the shirt on and have it be the same? But we did it. And the thing is, it tri-synced so easily. I don't know if you find that with your new gauntlet too. When a press is brand new, like that Rebel over there, it's to the 1,000th. When they install it, it's to the 1,000th of an inch. And everything is just so tight. And so I think it was on the first setup, it tri-synced except for maybe one, and on the second one it also tri-synced. Both 7 colors.
Yeah.
And
Do you have a
so it
tri-sync
really
on yours, Juan?
Oh no,
You
have
don't?
tri-lock?
no.
Dude, get off this. Let's hang up. He doesn't need to talk to us.
You've considered it, right?
Yeah, I have considered it. Yeah,
It should be.
But you guys got to convince me, because like, what's going on?
Dude, for real. Come on now. You're killing me. Well,
Yeah,
you can set up.
It's the only way to go, or what?
Yes, 100%. We use it for literally every single job.
We use it on 1 color.
So don't
But-
wait.
That sounds
But,
stupid.
but wait a
it's
second.
real.
You guys have the IS, the
I image,
eye
yeah.
image, right?
Yeah, but even before I had the eye image, we were using it with film.
But is it pretty dialed on? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
the film.
With film, it's definitely, you have to have the guy who's taping stuff to the carrier sheets. You have to have them doing a good job, because if they do a shitty job in the beginning, it's going to be that same shit all the way through.
That's
But
gonna
like-
result.
But like, if you have a decent light table and you have like a loop that you can like put on and make sure the registration marks are lined up and you tape everything, you should be fine. The worst case scenario is like, we used the Trilock with film for probably like 4 or 5 years maybe. And the worst that's going to happen is, say you take a 6 color and you're putting it on a Sportsman or whatever, you're literally putting the frame on and you're pulling the screen to the corner, click, click, to the corner, click, click, all the way around for 6 colors. And you're going to do that test print. Worst case scenario, you're going to look and be like, oh, the yellow's out like a fucking millimeter. And you go over and like click, like turn, done. You can set a 6 color up in like minutes.
Mhm.
And the thing is that the one that's that yellow that's out of registration, it's not because of the tri-sync. 99% of the time, it's not because of the tri-lock. It's probably because of screen tension or maybe squeegee pressure or angle or something that we did wrong. It's not the tri-sync.
Yeah. Or like I said, it's somebody didn't line it up perfectly when they taped the carrier sheet on. But as soon as I got the eye image, it was like, we had this discussion the other day, me and Andy. It's like, we don't even need registration marks anymore. Like,
true story. If you like that 7 color I was talking about, let's say one of the screens was bad and I don't know, didn't spray out right, or something didn't spray out in it. We'll make a new screen for it, on that press, and go and tri-sync that one screen in. You would think, oh, we'll just set up that one screen and tri-sync again. We don't. We knock everything. We unlock everything, every single color, and then re-tri-sync it, and it lines up. Because when you put that board on, the palette on, the tri-sync palette on, you want it, sometimes you can put it in a different spot. And so if you go to do just fix one screen on the press, you just re-tri-sync it all. And I'm not scared of it. Usually you're like, oh, we've got 6 of the colors lined up. Don't touch them. You're going to fix this one screen and don't touch those other 6, whatever you do.
Yeah.
But now I'm so confident in it that we'll just unlock all 6 and then put that 7th one up all again. And there it is.
It's fine. Damn.
like I said, we're so confident in it that we don't need the registration marks. Like, just put it in, click them all in, and you're done.
Damn.
We took there's no more registration marks on our screens. They're gone.
All right. Sold.
Dude, it's not even that much. It's like what, like $3,000 or something?
3 grand?
3.
Cool.
And the thing is like, that's so, let's just say you save an hour a day and you do that every day.
It's got to be even more than an hour.
It's more than an hour, but worst case, an hour, you're going to make that money back.
Yeah, so fast.
In no time. Your ROI on I think it's the biggest no-brainer decision at a screen printing shop is to have an iImage, not just because of the film savings and fucking around with that stuff and trying to archive it or do whatever.
Yeah.
Just the the iImage comes with the TriSync. We did not have TriSync. Like Dylan said, he had the TriLock before he had the iImage. We did not. When we bought our iImage, it comes with the TriSync palette. And every screen you put in the iImage is TriSynced.
No matter, like it's already programmed to do it, right?
Like so, when you set your frame in the iImage, it doesn't light up. There's a button that lights up that says "go," print, and it doesn't do until it's TriSynced into the iImage. It doesn't light up. Then you hit your button, and then same thing goes for on press.
Yeah.
Damn. See, I do want to get an iImage really bad, but I'm kind of just in a struggle of like I'm kind of like I'm tight on space, basically.
It's not too big. It's a good thing about it.
It's not too bad.
Like ours doesn't have it doesn't expose it in the same.
Yeah, ours doesn't either.
But you can get one that exposes the screen.
Yeah, it's the STE.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's like double the price or whatever.
Yeah, it's expensive. I would just get an exposure unit. We're actually thinking about, I'm thinking about, and I've heard that you could do this is with like, because of kind of the room that we have in our dark room, like the exposure unit kind of takes up a lot of space, is because there's no glass. Like you could technically take the legs off and like flip it upside down and hang it above the iImage and then just slide the screen in. I think I might try that because then it'll give me another like 5-6 feet in my dark room.
Yeah, him just saying that reminded me of more savings. So now you know how you, I guess you put film on your exposure unit. And you have a vacuum. I mean, so with the iImage, you don't do that. There's no more vacuum. You're not concerned about having that film touch the back of your screen. So you skip that whole step, which means you save whatever your vacuum takes. It's like 20-30 seconds. There's no more vacuum. There's no more glass either. So
the best part about no glass is no more pinholes.
Oh, yeah. But you actually can't use glass, so you can retrofit your exposure unit. So because that ink is sometimes wet on the back of the screen, so you just set it on your.
So even with you in like water base or discharge, or whatever, a pinhole is a nightmare.
Yeah,
because then you're ruining all those shirts. Like you rarely have a pinhole now because there's no glass to have dirt or lint or anything on it to, leave you a pinhole on the screen.
Damn.
So it definitely pays itself off super quick, honestly.
So you're ordering one on Tuesday. Use code Andy.
Andy. Dylan will give you another 10% off of what Andy is. So I think honestly the best things I bought for my shop were the iImage and the Unicoat. Like those to me are like no brainers. And I held off for a long time before I got those because I was scared. Like I didn't want to buy like a computer that would, be outdated or anything. And then I pulled the trigger and bought both of them at the same time. And it was like, holy shit. Like I should have got this so fucking long ago. It takes so much job out of like someone else now can do so much more work because those are there. Like you got to think the art guy who has to do the films before he would have to like do the art, print the film, take those films, cut them, put them on carrier sheets, tape them, put them in another room, like to be stored. Then the guy burning the screens have to take those films, tape them on the screens, burn the screens, and then you have to store the films again. And you're buying film and you're buying ink for the printer, like a shitload. Yeah. And it's like now there's no film at all. So the money that you save on film alone will pay for the fucking machine.
We buy the ink we buy for our iImage is about $180, call it. And we normally get 4,000 screens. It depends on if you're double burning screens, which you still can do. You can spin your screen and burn the other and image the other side, or like how much is really going down. But we've gotten as much as 6,000.
Yeah, I've had mine for I want to say almost 2 years now. And I think I've only used 3 bottles.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are ink costs still, but it's not what you think. It's pretty good.
Damn. Yeah, I know, man. Fuck, that's the one I need to get. That one's next on my list.
I don't want to try. I don't want to try to sell you on anything. I'm just trying to help you out.
No. I believe you too. I appreciate it. It's just a matter of like money and space. So
finance.
No, I'm with you.
Nah, dude. I want to get it.
Pay cash.
I want to get a new spot eventually. You know, I want to build out my next space. But
you just want more space or better location?
Maybe a little bit of both. More space and a better location. The location I'm at's cool. It's like, you know, I got a good price and it's cutty. You know, it's like not a lot of people go back there. But at the same time, it's like a pain in the ass because there's like a lot of mechanics around there, and it's like sometimes they take up parking and just bullshit, you know. But
you can borrow their tools.
But they let me borrow tools sometimes. Yeah,
it's awesome. Did you like kind of plan out your whole like ink table area? Because that's fucking like yours is ridiculous.
Thank you, dude. I was gonna do one of those tables that has like the holes in it where all the inks are in there.
That's what I have.
But after I used it for about a week, I was like, this is pretty badass, like this big ass table. And sometimes there's like, you know, mixing up 3 colors at the same time, and you know, everyone's like, I don't know, it's not like clustered, you know, so it's pretty cool.
What are you talking about? I haven't seen it.
Just a big old ink table, like in front of my ink wall with all the inks.
Is it on your Instagram?
I think probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan, do you have one of these too?
I just have like a table I made, like my brother-in-law like made me welded up a table, and then I put like a piece of plywood on it, and I cut all the holes for all the pigments I need. And then everything's like, because before, if you just had it like flat on a table, like people are bumping them into each other, and pigments are like getting on each other, and they're also dirty. And dirty. So now that basically they go right to the lip of the top of the thing in the table. So you're just kind of taking the lid off, grabbing what you need. So there's like a gap in the front for you to be able to like slide your cup around.
How about his pallet racks? Holy shit.
Oh yeah. That one, the homie from Black and White Screen Print. Showed me basically something like that his buddy was building in his shop. And I was like, holy shit, that's fucking cool. You mind if I ever like, you know, take the idea and like use this? And he was like, yeah, go for it. And so the same buddy that built my wall, I just hired him to like build the pallet rack holder. I've
been thinking about getting one of those that slides under the belt extension, like the infeed.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
That way, you know, if one guy needs it, all they got to do is roll it over to their side and so on. Right now, I just like lean them up against the wall, but it's not like the best situation.
So going through your Instagram right now, looking for these ink buckets, these videos are sick. Are you behind the camera on those? Are you doing these?
Sometimes I'm filming them, but sometimes my buddy Jose films too, and like both of us.
What about editing?
Editing, I usually do all the editing.
Really?
You're riding a skateboard around the shop, aren't you? Or around the press, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I've been doing clips like that. I just want to be able to like film like all the heads going, but I don't want to like run around the press and like, you know, so I thought like, oh, I'm going to skate around the press, and it kind of worked out, except that one time I ate shit.
That was the post that I saw where you said that, last time didn't end so well.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. But I didn't fuck anything up. I just hit like some shit that was sticking out. I didn't hit like the flash or anything like that. That would have sucked.
Yeah.
You need Jess doing some behind the scenes to catch some of that.
Yeah.
Does she work there too?
Yep. Jessica, she's my girlfriend. She's been we've been together for a couple of years, but I brought her into the business about a year ago. She just she was working at the zoo, and she didn't have enough hours, and I had told her, you know what, just come work over here and I'll get you a bunch of hours.
How does that work out for both of you? Because you both have your significant others working for you. How was that work-life balance go?
It's kind of tough, but I think we complement each other. I think like we just end up working really well together. So actually it's like a team, like we do even better, but it's a trip because like we're with each other like all the time. You know what I mean? It's pretty gnarly.
Pretty good for us,
but it's not. I think it's cool.
I think it's cool too, and I don't know. Maybe it used to be harder a little bit, but when we first started. But now we have such different roles that we do here, and we don't cross paths during the day even that much. I mean, our desks are in the same office, but I like it. I like. If I need a vent or if something's going on, she's here and she understands.
And she knows pretty much what's happening already.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are both of your kind of roles, I guess, at work? Juan, you're doing a little of everything, right? You're printing too?
Yeah, for the most part, I'm doing, I don't want to say all the printing, but if it gets if it's a really complicated job, like I will jump on the press, or if there's like rush jobs that we got to do, I will have to jump on the press. But a lot of times I'm doing like separations. Actually, I'm doing art seps and kind of just like being in the office helping out where I can. But yeah, Jessica's kind of like involved with like emailing and
customer service,
invoicing. Yeah, customer service.
Andy, you're doing a little of everything too, aren't you?
Yeah, especially now. I mean, that half our team is gone. So yeah, I do a little of everything. Before though, it was more just wherever we needed support. Seems like there's always somebody either out on PTO or maybe they're sick or something. So filling in where I need to, or whenever there's problems, customer service issues, whatever, that's what I spend my day. You never know. I guess I would say probably half the day I know what I'm going to be doing, and the other half is just our surprises,
curveballs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. I like it. I mean, it definitely mixes it up. But these days I'm even washing screens. Luckily we have the Egotex now, so it makes it a lot easier.
Dude, that thing looks badass, dude.
So yeah, you need that one. You need to buy that too. So you're going to definitely need some more space. So,
yeah, I do.
Because it's 1.5 miles long.
Yeah.
Practically.
Dude,
But,
you guys really inspire me, dude. For real.
Well, I've been thinking a lot lately about getting something like that, but I just don't know what one to get because of the space. I don't have the space for the full Ego.
I thought you were growing, right? Like I thought you took over that other spot that was something else. I can't remember.
Yeah, I do, but it's not really ideal for more shop space. I don't know. It's planned to be office space, but pretty much what I have is like where the shop is like press, dryer, press, and there's like a little bit of open space, and then there's in the corner is like where we blow screens out and everything, and then on the opposite side of that is a room that is the dark room. But right next to where the washout is a bathroom that's like way too fucking big. It's like probably like a 14 by 14 foot bathroom.
There you go. You put it in there.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is I kind of want to knock down that room and put like the toilet and the sink like in the corner, and then just build like a little closet-y, like quick toilet room and then put it there. But it's still like, I feel like that thing fucking would take up that whole space. So
you don't have to buy, you can get it in the 2-chamber model.
Yeah. But the problem is I don't want to mix any chemicals.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to for us, is we decided that on the 3.
Like I definitely am an M&R guy and I want to stay M&R, but like I'm kind of weighing my options just on that piece of equipment because it's just so big. Like I want to see if there's anything that's more compact, but I don't know. That's probably my next year purchase is getting one of those because it's one of those where you have such a hard time finding somebody who's willing to clean screens that much. Especially nowadays doing all these like huge multicolor stuff. Like it's just more and more screens every single day. So
I don't know how you can make it more compact. I mean, honestly, that machine, because the first, there's this load in station where you put the screens, and then the screens go into the first chamber, second chamber, third chamber, and then there's a finishing station where it has to come out of the machine, and
the only thing I want to look into is like what about that Lotus Holland one? It feels like it's like a quarter of the size of the other one. Like, is it doing like a shittier job, or is it just like more compact? I don't know. As I said, I don't know enough yet. I need to do a couple months worth of research. I need to visit shops that have one. My buddy Ron in Pennsylvania is only like an hour away, and he has a Lotus. And then obviously I have you to talk to about the Eco. So I think I'm just going to like figure out what I want to do. I'd love to have the Eco just because of continuity of the whole shop being all M&R stuff, but calling one tech and everything. But that's just one of those things. I feel like one's huge and one's way smaller, but do they do the equal amount of work? So,
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. Juan, I got a question for you. Do you have like kind of in your, and I kind of have this, like where in my career of printing and stuff, like, did you have like a turning point with a certain customer that kind of like pivoted your business model or made like you go in a certain direction with like your niche and stuff like that?
Good question, Dylan.
Yeah, I think
I wrote that question, by the way.
No, you didn't. Fuck off.
You know what? At the beginning of my screen printing career, I got a lot of like support from like skateboarders and the skateboard community. So that was really cool to be able to like, get all those connections and stuff. Right. But, I don't know. The more I think about it, I kind of feel like a lot of my connections are like through skateboarding somehow, because even when I think about like the bigger jobs that I got later on in time, they still like, even if they were like restaurant jobs, like I got them from the designer that was a skateboarder.
Doing the skate stuff. Yeah.
Like just my friend through skateboarding. So I feel like definitely skateboarding got us like a lot of the work, but I think Tom DeLong's account was probably pretty huge for sure. That's the one that like really kind of like upped it for us. And we got that account like as soon as we got the auto. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
That was like perfect timing. And like it was completely unanticipated because I didn't really like know what to expect. They had like kind of said, yeah, we spend this much a quarter on apparel. And so, we want to work with you. And I was like, sure. But then that number was like tripled or quadrupled, like from what they said. And it was just like huge work. So
that's awesome though.
Like it honestly paid off the auto. Like just,
isn't that great when that works out like that? You spend all this time and you have this anxiety of, okay, I'm going to drop this much money on the press. And then, you go forward thinking that it's going to put you in a certain spot and give you that opportunity. And then it just happened. And so, because what if you hadn't? Because getting a press takes months, And so what if you hadn't had that already in the pipeline of being installed and all that kind of stuff? So maybe you would never have got that account.
Yeah, it was literally like serendipity, like perfect timing. Cause like you're right, Andy. I was like, I had a lot of anxiety because I was saying like, damn, I don't know how soon I'm going to meet my ROI. Like, what if it takes forever? What if the economy drops, or what if this, or what if I have all of these like doubts?
What if there's a pandemic?
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Dude, what if that ever happens? That's going to suck.
Dude, can you guys imagine?
I just don't want to fucking talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like anytime you run into anybody, it's like, hey, do you like wearing masks? I don't. And it's like, dude, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm over it too, dude. I'm like, I don't watch the news anymore. I don't I'm pretty much over it.
Yeah. And it's just the conspiracy theories is like more what I'm into now of like who actually made this or what's happening. I have one that I kind of thought of a while ago is basically with this whole like global warming and stuff. The world got together, the scientists got together and were like, what can we do to like actually like stop people from doing shit to where like stuff will heal? And they're like, well, let's make a virus that like only kills old people, and we'll figure out a timeline of like, okay, it's 18 months. If everybody stopped doing everything, the earth could heal enough to where we're not all going to die. And then they released it, and then everybody just basically like healed the planet, because you got to think if they were just like, if scientists came out and were like, hey, if we stop doing stuff for like 18 months, the earth will be fine. Nobody would stop doing their normal daily shit. The only way they're going to stop doing anything is if like they're threatened to die if they walk outside.
Yeah, but you also believe in Sasquatch.
Well, hell yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. And that's the only reason why Juan got Angels and Airwaves is because he believes in aliens.
Aliens.
The hair.
Yeah, I gotta aliens.
But seriously, do you?
Have you seen one?
Have I seen aliens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
doesn't have to be a bunch of
only when you get that really good stuff, right?
Yeah, only like aliens, man. No, you know what? Actually, a couple of years ago, they had like they shot like some rocket. It was like the SpaceX.
Yeah,
that's what it was. That SpaceX thing.
Yeah.
And then I swear to God, I was like, aliens.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what the fuck is going on?
We saw that too. We were actually at a live print that day, and it was like all over the news, like all over my phone. We were like, dude, what is this? And nobody was saying it was SpaceX at the time. It was like right after it happened. Everybody's freaking out. And I was like, dude, we're here right now and fucking aliens are showing up. Like, what the hell? And then later they said it was like some, they blamed it on SpaceX rocket, but it was really definitely aliens for sure.
That's what I'm saying too. So, yeah. That might have been aliens the only time I saw them.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but apparently Tom DeLonge went on like Joe Rogan, and he's got a bunch of like footage of like, I guess supposedly real UFOs. But yeah.
Dude, I don't see. I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all with it.
Me too.
What questions you got, Andy?
Well, I was just gonna. My biggest question was going to be what's your next piece of equipment? But I think we already covered that.
Yeah.
So
definitely going to be an iMage, right?
Yeah, an iMage. Yep.
What else?
If you could go back and do anything differently, would you do anything different to get you where you are?
I would. Yeah, I would. I would tell myself that I can't do it all myself, because for years and years I was trying to like do it all myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I just like I didn't want to go through like the pain of like hiring some people and like training them to like whatever extent. And I think the main thing is like getting help in the office, and that one's been like my big one for sure.
Yeah,
like,
that one was huge for me too.
Being relieved by all the emails, because it's tough when you're like fucking working all day and then you got to go and answer emails all night.
And the interruptions, if you have somebody helping in the office, if they can answer the phone, or if somebody comes in, or just being interrupted, everything takes so much longer. So
that's right.
Yeah. Once you have people to help, so you can just start a job and finish it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I agree. I mean, I think that, we've certainly hired people along the way, but sometimes we are too slow to hire. Mm-hmm. Definitely sometimes been too slow to fire too.
Yeah.
And learn lessons there. But I don't know, we have such a solid team right now, and bringing people back slowly has been it's been really nice.
When do you think you're going to have everybody back, or most of them back?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
June 1st, I think we're going to have 3 more back, which brings us to just down a few. So that'll be really close. I've asked, there's a couple I asked back that aren't coming back. That happens. I'm sure that's happened across a lot of businesses.
Are they not coming back because they had to get it work somewhere else, or because they're just scared of the virus?
No, not scared of the virus. One took a job somewhere else, and then one said that they're not coming back. So,
Damn.
yeah, it's that's okay though, because it just wasn't. They weren't meant to be here, I guess. So
Yeah, exactly.
That's definitely the hardest thing I feel like with this whole business, and it's got to be the same for every business. It's just the human factor, like hiring and firing and dealing with people's emotions, and like if they slept good the night before or had a fight with their boyfriend or girlfriend, or that's definitely like the thing that you can't plan for. That it's just a bottleneck all the time. But I've gotten lucky with the people I have that they've been with me. Most of the people I have been with me since the very beginning. So I can't ask for any more loyalty than that. But yeah, it's definitely like, do you have trouble with that, Juan, too? Like hiring and firing, or you have pretty good luck with your employees?
I have pretty good luck so far, actually. Everyone's like, I don't have a huge like turnaround rate, like usually everyone that comes in is there forever, or if it doesn't work out, they were just like Andy said, not really meant to be. So
yeah,
it's like not.
I think I could work for Juan. I don't know if I could work for you, Dylan, though.
What the fuck?
I feel like with Juan, we'd just be like, hey, let's print some shirts, and then we'd skateboard. But with you, Dylan, I don't know.
What would be the problem? Come on.
No, but I think that's...
You just don't like that I don't have a time clock.
Yeah, what's up with that? Doesn't make sense. You just write down, when you show up, you just write down your hours?
Andy's just not down with the fact that I have like pieces of paper with lines on them for my employees to check, to sign in and sign out.
Yeah, and also,
I don't have some fancy fucking program for them to check
holidays,
into.
So fuck that too. Do you pay? So tomorrow, does everybody get a paid holiday at Squeegee Prints?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, Memorial Day. What happens?
Tomorrow, there's going to be no work.
And no pay.
Yeah, no pay.
High five, brother.
Forget it then. Forget it. Not working there. Neither of you.
I'm not against it. It's just, I didn't like think about it and was like, fuck them. They're not going to get paid. I was just like, they literally clock in and get paid hourly. So if they're not there, then they don't get paid.
Yeah, but as a bonus or as a benefit, it's something.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
Either. And then we moved to a couple of paid holidays, I think it was. I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was Thanksgiving, because, hey, giving thanks. Mm-hmm. And then I think we did Christmas, and then, I don't know, we said, fuck it after a while.
What do you...
I do Christmas.
Yeah.
As a bonus.
Do you guys try to take extra time off for Christmas?
Sometimes I do. Usually go visit my family during Christmas time, but ever since my grandpa passed away a couple of years ago, I haven't really done that. So this last year, I decided to take care of all my finances and just make sure I'm all squared away.
We've almost always tried, and I say try because some years we just can't, but we usually try to take off Christmas Eve to the day after New Year's, just because there's no fucking orders coming in then anyway. You can easily push jobs till after. So we always try to do that, but I feel like there's always a couple rush orders or something where people are like, oh, I need these. And we end up coming in and doing it. But I generally try to give my staff that week off. It's usually almost a full 7-day week.
Sort of depends on when Christmas falls too. So if it's on a Thursday or whatever, it always makes sense to, at least anyway, you don't sort of, that's how Thanksgiving works, because we're closed on Black Friday.
Yeah, we usually are too.
I don't want any part of it. And so I know it's a big day for a lot of companies and everything, but we just close on Thanksgiving.
Us too.
The whole time, but
I don't really get into that per piece stuff anyway. People are always like, oh, why aren't you busy around Christmas time? Aren't you selling stuff? I'm like, no, I fucking sell bulk orders to festivals and bands and events. Basically from Thanksgiving to mid to end of February is slow season for me. We make we still make decent money and we're open, but like, we're not fucking slamming by any means. It's like, we're just open and I have enough to pay the bills and pay payroll. And
whenever I'm out in public, which isn't often, and somebody asks me what do you got, what do you do or whatever, my answer is always, I print t-shirts. And the first thing they ask is, oh, like sports teams and everything like that. And it's so funny because that's so not what we do. Most people have no idea that, there's graphic tees and there's all this print world of things to do and merch programs. And they always the go-to is, oh, you print, softball shirts or whatever, or sports soccer team shirts. And
I always make the mistake of saying that we print for bands, and they're always like, oh, you print for like AC/DC, or like, what bands do you print that I've known? And it's just like, it's like, I don't want to answer that question anymore either.
Oh, dude, the worst one for me is like when I say that, and then they're like, oh, dude, I used to have a clothing brand. And then they show me like photos or whatever it was. I'm like, cool.
Dude, I hope they don't hear this, but I'm going to tell this story. Like, one of the most embarrassing moments of my entire life was these two guys started this clothing line that came in, and it was one of those totally like, they were taking their tax returns and like me starting a clothing line. So that immediately is a red flag. I even told them too, when they gave me, cause they're like, here's like, I have like 12 designs. I want like 100 of each or whatever. And the total order ended up being like $6-7 grand or something. And, they brought me the order and I told them, I was like, dude, straight up, like, are you sure you want to do this? Cause this is a lot of money for you to like start a clothing line. And like, maybe you should do 1 or 2 designs, whatever. Anyway, they didn't listen to me. We ended up printing everything. And then the dudes were local and they were going to come pick it up at the shop. And it was like after hours. And they were like, oh, is there any way I can meet you at like 8:00? And they get to my house, cause I was like, oh, I'll take them home with me and come pick them up. Cause I live like right, like a street over. And the clothing line was called Hand to Hand, like Hand to Hand Comment or whatever. And they fucking got to my driveway, and like, I had the shirts in the back of my car. They like pulled the shirts out in the box. And I don't know for you guys, it's always nerve wracking. Even if you know you did a great job, when people open the shirts in front of you, you're always just like, what are they going to find that's like not correct or like nitpick or whatever. So anyway, they fucking open the box and they pull out the first like piece of shirt or whatever to look at. And they're so jazzed that they like fucking like, they both said at the same time, they were like hand to hand, and they like grabbed hands in the air, like right in front of me. And I was just like, I am so fucking embarrassed right now to like be in this situation. Just like the corniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
You didn't join in?
Dude, no. I just like, they didn't know, but I like snuck in. I was like, yeah, hand to hand. Like, like grab their hands. Just like one of those moments are just like, oh my God. It's like one of those where you like just all of a sudden start Michael Jackson, like fucking moonwalking backwards.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, I did that. I spun around.
Yeah, I've had every once in a while, you'll get somebody that'll open up the box. We always show a shirt at the front counter if they pick up. If we ship, of course, they don't see it in front of us. But if they come to pick up, they'll open up and they'll go, oh, these were supposed to be pink. You're like just trying to be funny. And
dude, that always makes my heart sink.
It's not funny.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Scariest shit ever.
Yeah.
We had a guy come in not even that long ago that was like a brewery or whatever, and he picked up his shirts. And where our front desk window is, like for the receptionist, is right next to the front door, like literally right next to the front door. And the front door is just like a big glass door, like sunshine fucking through the door or whatever. Guy opens up the shirts, looks at it. He's like, oh, it looks great, whatever. And talks to Sarah for a couple minutes, then leaves, and then calls as soon as he gets back to his place. And he's like, the color on these is so fucking wrong and blah, 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 blah. And we're like, you pulled it out of the box when you were here and said, everything looks great. And he was like, I was in like a dark corner of the room. I'm like, dude, you were fucking in the one spot that has the most light out of any of the places here. And it's just like, I don't know. And people like that, it's just like, there's no pleasing. That's why I said, like, you can do everything right. You can make the mock-up. You can have them approve the colors, everything. And then there's just always those people that just want to find something wrong with it to like get a discount or something after the fact. Or
you fix it. You always replace it no matter what.
I'm a pushover, and I usually like always want to make the customer happy, and I'll do what I can to fix it. 9 times out of 10, if it's like they approved everything, definitely not our fault, something they did on the wrong end. The worst case scenario is I will be like, hey, we'll reprint this order at cost. I know it sucks. I know you messed this up. Like, I won't say that to them. Like, I know you messed this up, but like, I tell them like, hey, on our end, technically we don't have to do anything for you because like we checked all the boxes and you did all the approvals. But I'll be like, I'll reprint these. Like, you buy the blanks, we'll print them. Like, then I'm
That's
not
fair.
out. I'm not out a
fair.
ton. Yeah. I feel like that's super fair.
What do you do,
like,
Juan?
Honestly, I always try to keep the customer happy, dude. Like, I'm kind of a pushover, but Jessica's a lot more stern than me for sure. She'll stand ground, but I was gonna say something about this. Can't remember.
One thing that we do too is like, if a customer already, like, cause we're shipping everything, a lot of times you get those customers that like have a small order and they'll call, like I said, to bitch just to try to get like a refund or get their money back, even though there's nothing wrong with the shirts at all. They're just people trying to scam basically.
Okay. Yeah. I remember what I was going to say now. I got one of those too. I got this guy that like fucking just tried to scam me completely. And him, I pumped the brakes on him and I was like, nah, fuck you. I'm not giving you shit.
Well, the one thing I do to immediately stops that is I'm like, all right, well, I'll pay to have you ship them back to us. And as soon as UPS confirms that they have the return and it's on its way back to me, I'll send you your money back. And 9.9 times out of 10, they're ghosted. Like, you'll never hear from them again because they just wanted to like get their shirts and get their money back. And then they'll end up selling the shirts anyway. It's the same thing with that brewery guy. Is like, he was so pissy about the color of his shirts, and we ended up refunding his money because he's like, if you don't send us a refund, I'm going on every single one of your social channels and giving you a 1-star review and like saying all this horrible stuff about you. And it's like, it's just blackmail at that point. It's like, if I don't pay you, you're just going to say all this horrible shit about us.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever. I was like, I'll refund your money. And like, sorry, it was like a 12-piece order anyway, so it wasn't even that big a deal. But that weekend, that dude fucking sold all those shirts at an event. It's like, if they were so wrong that you had to get your fucking money back, like, why would you sell them? Like, obviously he was just trying to be a dick and like get his money back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's just, like I said, if I always just say, hey, I'll pay for you to ship them back to me and I'll use them as test shirts, but I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to give you a refund and let you keep your shirts too. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. I only dealt with that luckily one time where like someone did that shit, but it was already one time too much. Like, they threatened me too to like they were like, give me a full refund or I'll leave like bad reviews. And at that point I was just like, fuck it. I'll have my first bad review. Like, even if it's from you, like saying a bunch of bullshit lies, like, fuck it, you know? I would just like, I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of like giving his money back. And he was a total scam artist because he had like millions of reviews that he's done on like Google and shit. So he was just one of those persons like leaving bad reviews and
just trying
threatening people to get free stuff all the time.
I think it happens so little that I don't think it's being a pushover. I think you're doing the right thing. You know, you're just making, like you said, you want everybody to be happy. You want your customer to be happy. You want them to have a good experience. Because if they have a bad experience at your shop, they're going to tell everybody, you know, that you suck. Not just a Google review or a Facebook review or whatever. They're going to tell everybody that you suck. But if you, no matter what, like you said, if you, let's say we did everything right, but there was a misspelling or something on their end, we'll still fix the shirt because I want them to have a good experience. We'll still reprint it. Won't even charge them anything. We'll rebuy the shirts. We'll reprint the shirts because I think that's like an opportunity to say, hey, we're going to go do whatever it takes so that you have a great experience here, because they'll tell everybody that they had a great experience, you know? And so I think it comes back to you.
We've had that too, though, where it kind of like bounced back, where like they were like a huge dick on the phone and they had an issue and we ended up reprinting it. Like, same thing, like you said, like you just wanted to be happy. We ended up reprinting the order, gave it to them, and then they left us like 5-star reviews on everything. And we're like, you know, and they posted stuff on Facebook saying like, oh, I did have an issue, but they took care of it like a couple days later. And like, I love the new ones and whatever. And it's just like,
that's how our reputation is what it is here. Yeah. You know, as people keep coming back and they tell people to come here, and it's worth so much. I mean, it sucks at the time because you're like, oh, you know, of course it was on a 200 shirt order and we've got to redo it. It wasn't on the 5-piece order, right?
Yeah.
But we'll just do it, you know, and eat it at the moment, but it'll come back someday. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
So you're gonna play us a song on the way out?
Shit. Nah.
If you weren't printing, what would you be doing? Like if you weren't a screen printer, what would you be doing right now?
Shit, I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'd be doing. Fuck. I feel like I would have done something creative, but I don't know what it would have been. It was just so random that I fell into screen printing at that like age and everything. So I have no idea. Like I kind of thought like one time I was like, I think I'd be a mechanic or something, but fuck, I don't know.
I'm the same way. Like I never knew what I wanted to do. And then I fell into this and I've been like super deep into it ever since. That I don't know what I would be doing. I mean, I like carpentry and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I feel like maybe I feel like either way I would have done something on my own, like a business. I feel like I wouldn't be working for somebody else.
Yeah. You had entrepreneurial
we know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you be doing?
A hairstylist.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You probably spent like an hour and a half on that, didn't you?
Yeah. Like they got the clippers, but it's got to be perfect.
Right.
Yeah. No, I don't know what I would have done. But I think it would definitely been my own business, you know, for sure.
Do you have any like favorite books or podcasts or anything that you listen to? It doesn't have to be print related.
I just listen to your podcast, honestly.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, like what else? So?
I used to listen to a podcast called, Oh Yeah, Dude, but it was like just a funny one that just like, you know, some dudes talking about random shit. But other than that, not too much. I listen to a lot of records at the shop. I listen to a lot of music, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Don't say us, but like, who do you look at like on social media and stuff for like inspiration? It doesn't have to be print related, just stuff like, obviously you probably look at skate stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For inspirational printers,
it can be printers if you want to say printers, but don't fucking say us. Don't say us.
He wasn't going to say you, Dylan.
He was going to say Shirt Kong, obviously.
Don't worry about it.
Shirt Kong. No, Lancaster Print House.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Super good. He's legit. And also Pride Press.
What is it?
I think I'm saying that right.
Look it up. Don't fuck it up.
See. Yeah, look it up. Don't fuck it up. I'm not going to say anything else. Let me see. So this is the homie too, by the way. I found him. You guys see that guy?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
PYRE Press.
Yeah,
right.
This guy's good. But yeah, that guy's pretty inspirational. There's a lot of other people too, for sure. Guys at Sunday Print Co. and just there's so many printers. It's hard to like just name them all. But yeah,
I just
seeing you guys at Long Beach was really epic, though, dude.
That was cool.
The best part was you walking up while I was eating breakfast and you fucking serenaded me with a harmonica or whatever the hell you had.
Yeah, that's what yeah, dude. Hey, for the next one, we got to go to dinner, dude.
Down. If they ever do those again.
Yeah, I know. For real. You're right.
They better.
Yeah.
They better.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like one of the things we look forward to so much every year. And people are always like, oh, you go to those? And it's like, hell yeah, I go to those. Like Andy was there. Like we met up with you a couple times, but like we went to that Mexican restaurant and saw you guys. And then we ended up just hanging out on the street corner. And then like some shop came along that we knew. We started talking to them. And then another shop came along and we started talking to them. At one point there was like 100 fucking printers on a street corner just because we were standing there and started a conversation. It was fucking shit. Like, that's awesome. Just like all night hanging out. We ended up going to some like underground bar thing and they were playing pool and I don't know. The night before, we did like karaoke at some super dive bar. That was fucking super fun.
Did you eat any of those weird, whatever they were making outside on the?
Yeah. After you left, I ended up eating. It was like street hot dogs or whatever it was.
Did you throw up?
Dude, they were gross.
There wasn't no Squeegee.
No. Well, the thing is I thought it was sausage. Like I thought she was making sausages, and like I was like, oh, I'll like have one. And I was standing there with Screen Kings, and then a couple other people that were there, and they were like, oh yeah, this stuff's really good. And some lady came up and bought one, and I was like, oh, it's got to be good. And I got it. It was like a fucking like a ballpark hot dog. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? It's like $5 for this. It was gross. Yeah. It was like burnt. I was like, whoa. I was like, I don't want this. It's disgusting. Yeah, it's such a fun time though, like going out there, like hanging out with people. Like we did not this year, but the year before, we got this like epic Airbnb with like, I want to say there was like 25 other printers there in one house. And it was just like a frat house of printers, and we all stayed there all week. It was crazy. People were sleeping in the car. They were sleeping on the floor.
A disaster.
It was a fucking disaster. It honestly was. Like, it was a good time, and I'm glad we did it the one time, but I won't do it again. Because, like, the house that we got was so cheap because it had, like, 20 fucking beds in it or whatever, that they had just got done doing, like, drywall work. Like, literally, when we drove in, like, pulled in, they were still working on stuff. The whole house was covered in drywall dust, like, everything. Like, you could brush against the wall, and you'd be covered in white. Like everything was covered in fucking drywall dust. And I feel like all our beds were made out of fucking straw and garbage bags. It was awful. But last year we stayed with the Relentless guys in a house, and that house was super nice. Like we spent a little bit more money. We're a little closer to the convention center. It was really good. Last year was a really good time.
I need to try doing that next year, if there is a next year. So gotta do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely all for it. Normally we do Atlantic City too, but again, Atlantic City got canceled this year. Everything got canceled this year. I had so many plans this year of traveling. I was going to go out to see you, Andy. I was going to go to Atlantic City. I was going to go to Austin for crop. I had like 2 M&R trips planned. Like all these things that all got canceled.
We'll see if that if it changes in the fall, like after summer.
Well, I guess like Atlantic City is rescheduled right now for like the middle to end of October, I think. So I'm hoping by then everything's like back to normal, but they're saying that even then, like there's there's a new normal now where it's going to be, capacities are going to go way down, and you might have to wear a mask and shit. I'm like, dude, I don't want to go hang out. We're going to take your
temperature, so don't be too warm. Wear something.
Ice packs on my forehead everywhere I go.
All right. So what's for dinner tonight, Juan?
For dinner tonight?
Yeah, what you doing?
I don't know. I'm probably going to do some grilled veggies and I don't know, grilled veggies and rice or something.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Sounds terrible. Fuck, dude. I should have wrote it down.
Have you heard of a salt? Have you heard of a salt potato?
A salt potato?
Yeah, this is what's big up we're in Dillon's town. Salt potato.
Salt potatoes.
Salt potatoes. You know what that is?
No, I'm going to send you both fucking salt potatoes, and you can shove it, all right? Because you're going to love them.
I think it's just a potato.
It's a potato covered in salt that you boil, and then you dip it in butter. That's all it is.
Damn. That sounds bomb.
Sounds
good, it is bomb. See? Juan's on board. Suck it, Andy. Andy was giving me shit about it.
We'll ask you to send me some.
I will. I'm sending you some. I already got your care package like halfway ready to go.
All right.
I got you guys. I'm working on you guys' care packages too. Mine also has food in it that I'm putting
uncooked chicken, like raw chicken and stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm putting in some tortillas.
Hell yeah.
So you guys can cook something. Hey, what's for dinner though?
Tonight, for us.
Yeah.
Veggie burgers. Rice and baked beans.
Okay.
Kind of pre-Memorial Day cookout.
That sounds better than mine. What about you, Dylan?
Mine's not good. I don't even want to say it.
Come on, let's see it.
I ate before we did this, and I had frozen chicken patties on a piece of white bread.
White bread.
Why? What?
I didn't even know they made it.
Yeah,
They still
for
make that
fucking pasty people like me, fucking still eat white bread.
Damn. Are you still doing barbecues, by the way, at your place?
Yeah. Well, we were going to have one this past Wednesday, but it kind of sucks because some of my staff is only there like every other day. And I want to make sure if I do it, everybody's going to be there because I don't want to have like a cookout and have like somebody not be there. So probably this Wednesday will be the first of the year, like grilling Wednesday. So I already got everything for it. So,
and also, I just realized you said you had dinner before this podcast. How fucking old are you, man? Did you eat dinner at 3 o'clock?
Don't even. Hey, just because I had dinner doesn't mean I'm not going to have second dinner.
That's right. Fourth meal. All right.
Yeah, I stay up till 2. I need that second dinner.
Makes sense.
I have another podcast at 10 p.m. So
real?
Yeah.
All right.
So I gotta like refuel later.
Man, podcast, man.
It's on a schedule.
Yeah, I'm on a schedule. I got one that's got to come out Wednesday, man. I gotta stay on top of it. Well, hey, man, it was fun. This one worked out. No audio issues, no internet issues. Super clean, crisp.
Yep, it worked out this time. Last time I felt like that kid on the fucking Xbox Live that's lagging the whole game, and everyone's like, "Get the fuck off!"
That's what we said as soon as you left. It's weird that you said that.
Yeah, thought so.
Good talking to you guys. Love y'all.
Hey, I'll see you later.
I love you guys too, man. Take care.
See ya.
See ya.
We'll just all stare at each other.
You guys talking shit or what?
We're waiting for you to leave so we can talk shit.
I'm trying to.
How the fuck do you leave?
And
Figured it out. Later.
See ya. That went good.
You talking shit or what? Never. Not with Juan.
No.
Hell no.
No.